I try to keep it pretty positive on here in terms of being single and in my 30s. And usually that's pretty easy because I have a lot of friends and family that support me and a lot of interests that make me happy. And so usually I'm good, but there are just those days that really get you down. And today I am having one of those days. I've been to 18 weddings single over the past couple years. And usually it's just like not a big deal because I have other friends there. Usually, some other friend is either single or going solo and we room together. And today I sent out the text that I always send for my 20th wedding, which is, hey, anyone want a room for this wedding? And slowly the text started rolling in one by one. My partner's coming, my partner's coming, my partner's coming, my partner's coming. And I just felt the tears like stream down my face. I always knew this day would come where I'd have to go completely solo, but I think just like the reality of it actually happening was just like a shock to my system. If I were to meet someone tomorrow and have someone that I'm dating, by the time this wedding rolls around, I still don't have a plus one. So, like, I'm going solo no matter what. Me, what I crave in terms of having a partner is not necessarily that they're the one sitting next to you at the table, which is definitely nice, but it's more so like that person that you can get on the plane with and the long late night drive or the 6 in the morning flight. Looking around and realizing that everyone else has that support system is really hard. You spend so much time and energy building independence and appreciating being with yourself and loving yourself. And I have, but at the end of the day, I think as humans, we all just kind of crave that support system. End of the day, I think what I'm trying to say is that while it's amazing to build yourself up and love who you are and love your independence, it's okay to want something beyond yourself. I think I might be at that point.
I get where she's coming from. She longs for a partner. She wishes she had someone to hold her hand, to be by her side, to be there in the quiet, lonely moments of life where she feels the weight of being single. And I applaud her for that. I want to talk about how honest this woman is and how amazing she is for opening up about all of this and for just giving us the truth. Because I found countless shorts from other women that are pretending that they are strong and independent and that they don't need anyone, and that's okay. Good for them. If they truly don't need anyone, that's good for them. But at the same time, I don't like it when they turn around and demonize partnerships or marriages, or they try to convince everyone that everyone married is miserable. Everyone who has a partner is not happy. And the same goes for the women. I'm sure you heard about them or you came across at least one, because it's too common nowadays for some reason. The women that are talking about not having children and about how they wish they'd never have them and they want to stick and stand by that. Then they turn around and they start talking about how annoying and how like disgusting almost it is to have children. And they start almost indirectly bullying moms, women that already had children. And I always, whenever I see a post like that, because I'm capable of thinking of many groups of people at the same time, I always think about, what if a postpartum mom came across this post? A post about how it's miserable and horrible to have children and how no woman should ever do that. And there are many posts about that, believe me. And I always think, what if a depressed postpartum mom that is dealing with a newborn baby, and that is the most difficult stage of having children, came across this show? What is she going to do? What ideas is she going to get? Especially if she's at breaking point. I understand not everyone is going to be nice and a decent human being when making content online, but at the same time, it's uncalled for. If you chose not to have children as a woman, you don't need to come online and convince everyone else to do the same, unless you're not really happy with that choice. Anyway, obviously, this is not the case at hand. This is not the problem at hand here. We're talking about partnership, and I'm just going to say marriage. The thing is, when you are single and you would like to believe that you are independent, happy, you don't need nobody, and they're probably just going to add another headache to your life. They're not going to help much because you're financially, let's say, well off already. You convince yourself that you don't need a partner. You don't need someone to just do life with. And then what happens is that you get invited to a wedding. You're just a wedding guest. It's not even about you. It's not a major event in your life. You're just supposed to be a guest. And it always slaps in this type of scenario. When you go as a guest to any type of wedding, you get reminded, you get cornered, and you almost get confronted by the reality that love is possible, that people are still getting married. Because keep in mind, you probably surround yourself with women like yourself that are single, because women that are already in a partnership or in a long-term relationship or married are busy. They get busy. They have their partner. They're probably going out with their partner most of the time. They're probably not gonna go party all night. They probably have children and are busy moms now. So what you do is surround yourself with women like you that are also single. They're probably not even looking. Some of them have taken a break from dating. Others deleted dating apps, and others are just happy to adopt some cats or pets and stay single forever. So you forget the reality and the possibility of love, and that there are still people that are getting married and that are finding someone and getting that rare magical feeling of thinking, and perhaps even naively in your eyes, thinking that this person could do life with them. This person could hold their hand until the very end. This person will be their support system. You get confronted by the reality that it is still very possible. Only in weddings is this possible. Only when you are a wedding guest do you actually witness the fact that it is very possible that others are still doing it, because you naturally become a pessimistic when it comes to love. When you've been single for some time, when you looked for some time and you didn't find anyone, when you surrounded yourself with other perpetually single friends, and you get a slap in the face when you realize, you get sad about your situation and you get a bit miserable when you realize, no, it's still very possible. You just made it more difficult for yourself, probably by taking this long break from dating, or because you stopped believing.
Right now, I am at that stage where I do feel very content being alone. I honestly can't even envisage myself with somebody in my life at this point. Even if I start chatting to someone and, you know, your mind kind of lets you run away a little bit and think like, oh my God, we could get in a relationship, we could do this, we could do that. I'm really struggling to see that for me right now. Like, I really can't picture myself being with somebody. And part of me think that's obviously a good thing. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, am I a little bit broken? Am I at the point in my life where I've just kind of, I guess, maybe worried myself from being alone and also being burnt, that I just have put up blockers because I just find it easier to be on my own and reduce my likelihood of being hurt. Now, please don't get me wrong. I definitely don't feel positive about being on my own all the time. I actually had an experience at my stepsister's wedding. This was a few years ago, pretty much when I first became single as to where I still am today. And it was when it was the first dance song. And I've never dreaded it more in my life. But the reality was honestly so much worse than I actually thought it would be. Obviously, the couple went onto the dance floor, did their dance, and it gets to that bit where they invite everyone else onto the dance floor. And I'm not even joking. I looked around and every single person was in a couple, and it was just me stood at the side. I was actually with like a little kid who was like a cousin of someone else in the family, and she was stood next to me kind of right at the beginning, and I was like, oh, like, let's go and dance together. Like, she was like 4 or something, and even she burst into tears, and I was like, brilliant. I stood there alone, literally burst into tears, and took myself to the bathroom to kind of sort myself out. It's moments like that where kind of like love and relationships and that kind of stuff is really forced in your face that can actually be quite hard. It's a wedding. Like, I expected that, but I don't think I expected it to hurt as much as it did. And that's why I often think as well, like, winter time is pretty difficult. Again, everyone's kind of cozying down and doing cute things with their partner. I am very blessed, and I do have a pretty good group of single girlfriends around me. It wasn't always the case. I am incredibly lucky that the friends of mine that are in relationships aren't the kind of girls that will only ever do something with their partner. They do make time and prioritize seeing their friends as well. But I have actually been on the other side at other points in my life where it felt like everyone else around me was settling down. No one wanted to do anything social anymore. And I was like, great, I'll just stay in by myself. The thing is, I know that I'm very lucky now. And I think I just wanted to make this video to talk to the people that maybe aren't as lucky as me and just tell you that you're not alone. And even though it might feel like it, you're truly not. There are so many other women like us. We're not settling for anything. We're waiting for the right person. And to be perfectly honest, if it takes me a little bit more time than everyone else, then that doesn't bother me, truly. I would rather be single now, having my best life when I'm 29, 30, 31, 32, and find my person a little bit later on, and then they're going to be my person for the rest of my life. So why does it matter? You are not alone. You are so worthy of love, and we can stick in this together.
This is another girl that I chose for this video specifically because she spoke about weddings and about how you feel the weight of being single the most when you go to a wedding. Again, as a wedding guest, when you don't have a partner to dance with, when you are on your own, that's when it slaps. That's when you realize the importance of not taking a dating break, the importance of looking harder for a partner. And I like this girl too. She's very sweet. She's lovely. She's well spoken. She spoke about how she's still looking and how it may take her a little bit more time than everyone else to find her person. And I applaud her for that because, again, I don't like women that encourage others to stop looking and that say that they give up on dating when at the end of the day, they could be having these feelings too. Because again, it's one thing to encourage women to be happy and stay positive when they are single against their will. I also do that. You should aim to have the best life when you are single, the best possible lifestyle. You should do things that make you happy. You should not be miserable, obviously. But at the same time, keep looking for the one, keep looking for the most suitable match for you. Especially if you are the type that gets this little sting in your heart when you see other couples or when you're invited to a wedding, or obviously it's horrible advice to tell this type of woman to stop looking altogether or to delete dating apps or that they are better off alone because nobody sentenced you to stay single forever. Nobody said that you should stay single forever and cry about it all the time and do nothing to change that. So I am happy she's still looking. She sounds very smart. I really hope she finds her person and that she doesn't give up and that she keeps going on first dates with different people. That's how she can increase her chances of meeting someone suitable because she sounds like, again, someone that is emotionally intelligent. So I don't think she's going to get stuck in a situationship or a relationship that is going to go nowhere. If you watched until this point, may as well subscribe. In the end, I would like to mention that I have built a program that was designed to help you find your best possible match and your potential husband within ideally 6 months to 12 months. If this sounds like something of interest, you can join my community. You will find the link for it in the description box under this video, and you will find my program in the classroom section of the community, and I will see you there.